You buy the best soil, measure water perfectly, and check sunlight levels. Despite that effort, you still watch a healthy plant slowly droop and collapse. Most of the things that kill our gardens creep in quietly. They start as a tiny discolored spot on a single leaf, or a subtle loss of tension in a stem. When the plant eventually dies, people usually blame themselves. They assume they have a black thumb or lack some innate gardening talent. But luck and talent have nothing to do with it. Plant diseases strike because we accidentally create the exact microscopic conditions they need to survive. By decoding 5 common physical warning signs, you can reverse engineer your garden's environment and stop these invisible killers before they spread. Let's start by looking at moisture and drainage. The way you apply water often creates the first major environmental trap, and the earliest signs show up right on the foliage. You might notice dark, irregular patches forming on the leaves. Soon after, the surrounding tissue turns yellow and the leaf drops off entirely. This is leaf spot disease. This diagram shows a macro-level view of overlapping plant leaves. When you water the foliage instead of the soil, water droplets get trapped between crowded leaves. Bacteria and fungi use those droplets to multiply rapidly and infect the plant tissue. You can shut this down entirely with 2 simple adjustments. Always water the soil directly, and give your plants enough physical space so air can circulate between their branches. But there is a much more deceptive moisture trap hiding below the surface. The plant looks completely fine. Then the leaves droop and the stems lose their rigidity. You give it water, but the wilting actually gets worse. In this cross-section, poorly draining soil traps water at the pot's base. Rising water eliminates air pockets, suffocating the roots until they decay into root rot. To save it, trim the decayed roots and repot in fresh, porous soil, restoring essential air pockets. Overwatering creates a physical barrier to oxygen, effectively drowning the plant from the bottom up. While leaf spot and root rot rely on heavy moisture, other diseases exploit the exact opposite conditions: warm, dry environments with stagnant air. Powdery mildew is the most common example. It looks exactly like someone sprinkled a fine layer of white baking flour directly onto your plants. It thrives quietly. It doesn't need wet leaves to reproduce, so it spreads across your garden while the overall moisture levels seem completely normal. To stop it, remove the affected leaves immediately to reduce the spore count. Then, space the plants further apart to increase airflow, and spray the remaining foliage with a basic baking soda and water solution. This comparison image shows a healthy green leaf on the left and a leaf suffering from an imposter disease on the right. Notice how the sick leaf is completely yellow, except for the bright green veins. This is chlorosis. This yellowing indicates severe malnutrition, specifically an iron or nutrient deficiency that prevents the plant from producing chlorophyll. Then there is the fastest, most devastating threat in the garden: blight. Blight destroys plants with terrifying speed. Leaves turn yellow, stems collapse, and an entirely healthy crop can die over a single weekend. It achieves this speed because it travels invisibly. Spores wash through shared runoff water, overwinter in contaminated soil, and hitch rides on unwashed shears. A garden survives based on the invisible conditions surrounding it: the breeze moving between the branches, the mineral content of the dirt, and the hygiene of your tools. Keeping plants alive is a mechanical process. There is no biological reality to having a green thumb. This diagram illustrates the 4 essential pillars of environmental management. You water the soil, you provide physical spacing, you guarantee fast drainage, and you sterilize your tools. When you enforce these 4 rules, most common diseases are physically incapable of taking root. You remove the microscopic conditions they require to exist. You no longer have to walk out to your garden and guess if your plants are okay. You will see patterns. You will spot the environmental warning signs long before a single leaf wilts. Next time, we break down specific practical tips to keep mastering the invisible rules of your garden.